What's up, everyone? Welcome to the August 5th edition of FanDuel Tournament Plays presented by PrizePicks. I'm your host, Adam Scherer. You can follow me on Twitter at ShipMyMoneyDFS. And as a reminder, use the code AWESOMO when you sign up and make a deposit at PrizePicks. You'll receive one free month of Stokastic plus Platinum when you sign up and make a deposit. You'll also receive a 100% deposit bonus up to $100 on that first deposit. We have a 13-game MLB slate tonight. As usual, we're going to take a look at 3 of the top tournament stacks and 3 of the top tournament pitchers using the top stacks tool and the top pitchers tool on the Stokastic.com website. Starting with the top stacks, number 3, the Boston Red Sox are taking on Zach Greinke tonight in Kansas City. Not a great park to hit in, but it is supposed to be warm in Kansas City, so that should help. Greinke is certainly not a good pitcher at this point in his career. 13.4% strikeout percentage, 4.56 xFIP for the veteran right-hander. The Red Sox active roster has a 105 WRC plus and a 147 ISO. They're projected for about 6% ownership with a 6% chance of being the top scoring stack and a 5% chance of being the top value stack. Number 2, the New York Yankees are taking on Dakota Hudson tonight in St. Louis. Yankees are only projected for 2% ownership with a 7% chance of being the top scoring stack and a 2% chance of being the top value stack. They have a 4.7 implied run total against Hudson, and Hudson has only struck out 12.8% of hitters this year while pitching to a 4.89 xFIP. He generally does a good job of limiting power, but most teams he faces don't have the type of power that the Yankees do. I'll certainly take my chances on this team, knowing that they're going to be allowed to put the ball in play against Hudson. And number 1, the Houston Astros are taking on Hunter Gaddis tonight in Cleveland. Gaddis is making his major league debut after putting up excellent numbers, mostly at AA this year. In 15 AA appearances, 14 of which were starts, Gaddis struck out 32.7% of hitters with a 3.61 xFIP. He then pitched 10 innings at AAA, and now he's in the majors. This is a huge jump up, it goes without saying, from AA competition. So while this guy may or may not be good, it's a really tough landing spot for him in his major league debut to go up against this very strong Houston lineup. The Astros active roster has a 119 WRC plus and a 186 ISO. They're projected for 8% ownership with a 9% chance of being the top scoring stack. Now, before we take a look at the top 3 tournament pitchers, we do have a new promo code for viewers of these videos. That promo code is AdamMLB. You can see it written at the top of the screen. Use it, receive 50% off any weekly Stokastic Plus package. This offer is available for new users only, but if you haven't already signed up for Stokastic Plus, use this promo code, get yourself 50% off any weekly package. You'll get access to behind the paywall data, including the top stacks tool and the top pitchers tool that I reference in these videos. So again, that promo code is AdamMLB. Use it, get yourself 50% off Stokastic Plus weekly. Now, taking a look at the top 3 tournament pitchers, number 3, Taijuan Walker, $9,200 in a dangerous matchup against the Atlanta Braves. Walker's only projected for 1% ownership with a 5% chance of being the top scoring pitcher. He has struck out 19.2% of hitters this year, but has a respectable 3.85 xFIP. The Braves only have a 4 implied run total as well. They do have a good roster with a 110 WRC plus, but they also strike out a lot, 24.9% strikeout percentage on their active roster. It is a high upside spot at low ownership and a modest price tag for Walker. Number 2, Patrick Sandoval, $8,700 taking on the Seattle Mariners tonight in Seattle. Favorable park to pitch in. The Mariners are also missing Julio Rodriguez, who is on the injured list. Sandoval has been very good this year, striking out 24.2% of hitters with a 3.77 xFIP. He's projected for 3% ownership with a 5% chance of being the top scoring pitcher. And number 1, Dylan Cease, $10,900 price tag, taking on the Texas Rangers. He's projected for 16% ownership with a 7% chance of being the top scoring pitcher. The reason I'm mentioning him here, though, is that Robbie Ray is projected for 43% ownership on FanDuel at $9,400. Cease is $1,500 more, projected for about 16%. So he's one of the only pitchers on the slate that has, or he is the only pitcher on the slate that has a higher strikeout percentage than Ray. I think that even though Cease is getting some ownership here, the fact that he's getting about 1/3 the ownership of Ray, if you're stacking teams that allow you to find the extra money for Cease relatively easily, he's one of the few pitchers that gives you the same sort of upside that Ray does. Even if Ray does have a pretty solid game. So I like getting to Cease at a fraction of the ownership if you can afford it. So to recap, the top 3 tournament stacks: number 3, the Boston Red Sox; number 2, the New York Yankees; number 1, the Houston Astros. And the top 3 tournament pitchers: number 3, Taijuan Walker; number 2, Patrick Sandoval; and number 1, Dylan